So every day I get a couple of messages from you guys asking about what I think about Crimefest so far and if there's any feedback I'd like to give on it. And instead of just doing a video every day because that'd be tedious and I'm not that good with solo commentaries, I'm just going to do every now and again a few days and just recap on everything and see what I think of it. So after day 1 with the really bad launch to Crimefest being the skins and the weaponry balance update, we get day 2, which I kind of feel like was a bit of an insult. We got 5 Vlad masks, which are actually 5 of the challenges we did in Crimefest. Now an easy way to recap on this is basically these 5 masks are barely going to be touched after a couple of weeks of playing the game. We have so many masks in Payday at this point and there's no actual reason to wear these masks. I have my signature mask already, I'm just going to stick with that. And secondly, at the time, Overkill had not actually responded to the whole backlash coming about with the microtransactions, so the community was pretty pissed, as you can tell. On to day 3 we have the Aftershock heist. I really do not like this heist. The problems I have with it, firstly, are the optimization when it first came out was awful. There was totally frame drops. They've actually sorted that now. Secondly, it was an advertisement for the microtransaction system into Payday. And what I mean by that is the loot was safe. We had to go out of our way to open 2 trucks which have safes in them, which the community was again pissed off about. So I don't really understand why Overkill thought this would have been a good idea. The title was fitting, Aftershock, after the whole day 1 fiasco, and the music's alright. The main issues with the heist, like I said, is the optimization was annoying. This is just a copy and paste of a heist, which with Payday that's not really anything new. And finally, the transport part of this heist with the truck was really forced. What I mean by really forced is the loot goes into the truck, which goes to the end point, which is right next to where you find the truck. By the time of the C4 getting there, even on Death Wish, you can carry the safes over to that area, just put them in reverse and then just get over with the heist. This heist would take about 5 minutes if it wasn't for the tedious times of the saw, the movement of the safes, and also the time of the C4 deploying. It was cheaply done, it was probably quickly made. The only good part is really the music. And the lack of achievements for this heist are also a kick in the teeth, because one of them is to do it on Death Wish, which is pretty much to be expected from every single heist. And secondly, the other one was to find a knife in the map, which you could only get from random charms. I don't really agree with that. Now we're on to day 4, which I consider one of the worst days I've seen since day 1, and that is the hostage trading mechanic and also the Crime.net filter. The Crime.net filter basically means you can change your game lobby to say whether you're doing it loud or stealth, to prevent people from getting kicked because they're coming with a stealth build or a loud build. This was a reward we had to earn in the game, something that should have been in the game from day 1, because this is a simple piece of coding, mind you, so I don't really know why we had to earn this. And also, my favourite bit of this day has to be the hostage trading mechanic. So if you're in custody now, normally the game would end if all the players were in custody besides the AI. Now, if you have a hostage on the map, the AI can trade. This would be great if the AI wasn't awful. The problem with the AI in this game is it's so easy to mess up, and also with the SWAT turrets in the game now, they get down so quickly. The hostages normally go over in the first few minutes of a heist anyway, because no one really gives a shit and looks after them. So this brings in another tedious aspect of the game where we have to sit with the hostages and make sure they stay where they need to be. Even then, with desync around, it's just not going to work. This whole day has just been a bit pointless, because I would look on the Crime.net when I look for a game, maybe, I don't know, Firestarter on loud, and I don't see it anywhere. I just see Firestarter. I don't see it with a loud icon next to it or a stealth icon. So I don't know what I'm going in for. So it's just the same routine as what happened before. These were 2 challenges we did when we worked our arse off for them, and again, just like day 2, it was wasted. Good going, Overkill. Now we're on to day 5, and on this day it actually adds some new interesting mechanics to the game, which could be shit, but they could be good, depending on where you place it. And that would be the LMG bipod mechanic. So the LMG bipod mechanic basically means you can mount your gun. While you have to stand still, you have a better stability, and you can actually aim better with the LMG. It's a really nice feature. I don't personally like it, because I don't really use the LMGs because I think they're underpowered. However, when I have used it, I have found advantages from it. For example, like I said, with the stability, that's a really useful feature, and when you're trying to hold out an area with a drill, this is perfect for it. My friend Given has actually found perfect spots for it, and he really enjoys using it, but I've noticed there's a couple of glitches with this. For example, like when you go down with the bipod out. On the new map, if you go down with the bipod out, you get stuck and you can't be helped up, and you just get put into custody. There's also been some bugs with desyncing the bipods, where when they get off the bipod, they go flying out of the map for the host, and they're all over the place. This happened to me, and it happened to one of my friends as well. It's a weird glitch, but it's nothing too bad. Besides that, the LMG is actually okay. I can't really tell you much about the stats because I'm not really looking into depth of it, because I'm not really James Black or Richard Dangles. Go watch them if you want to know about the LMG, because they'll probably be able to cover it better than me. I wouldn't use this LMG personally because, again, the LMGs just feel way too weak in this game compared to Payday the Heist or any other game which I play which has an LMG in it. But they're not bad, so I'll say let's give it a try. Okay, and now we're on to day 6. Now, I honestly think this has probably been the first good day of the entire Crimefest. And day 6 is basically the First World Bank revival. And when I say revival, I mean remake. And when I say remake, I mean they've changed part of the map. This isn't a bad thing, but for nostalgia's sake, I don't like it. It brings a bit new of a refresh replayability when you play the heist over and over like I do. But at the same time, it kind of misses that feel of nostalgia when it's like, oh, this is the bank where the game started in the first one. This is where the game franchise began. Oh my god, it's still amazing. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the heist. I love First World Bank. I cannot wait for Heat Street. And no mercy if they do it. This has actually brought hype into me for the first time in a while properly when it comes to Payday. I haven't had proper hype since when Clover was announced at the trailer for around Christmas time when they first revealed like the Diamond Heist. I was really looking forward to that and I was really hyped for it. Nowadays with Overkill and their games, I'm just like, meh, it's just another heist. I'll play it anyway. However, something they've brought into the new version of this heist is the stealth, and the stealth is actually really fun. I mean, yeah, it's easy. It's really easy, but it's fun to play. And I think that's one of the main things. It doesn't have to be really challenging, it just has to be fun for the player to enjoy themselves. And talking about the player, we've had some good news finally. They've actually brought the drills into a drop system in the game. However, the issue is still there with the microtransactions, so I'm not going to say, oh yeah, this is great, forgive Overkill. Yeah, the drill drop rate is probably going to be really low, just like the saves on purpose, so it will still drive the player to buy the drill. And I've had a look at a couple of the skins already, and I've had some given to me from fans and friends. The skins are not amazing, and the stat boosts are not as bad as I originally thought. However, this does not mean I'm saying, yeah, it's fine, go for it Overkill, you have the green light from me, thumbs up. I'm still pissed at them, and I'm probably never going to forgive Overkill for this, because all I have to say is if they've done it once, they'll do it again. The problem I still have with this though is it can really mess up the meta of the game. There's players out there who only play with the best weapons. This kind of system is bad for them because you're basically saying, hey, you've got a 1 in 10 chance to get a stat boost weapon, which will increase the weapon stats of your gun to make you better than everybody else. But you have to keep trying for it, and I'll be honest, the stat boosts are not worth it. I got a stat boost rocket launcher from my first opening, and all it does is increase the accuracy. What the fuck is the point of that? Like, I don't get it. But anyway, I'm just going to start ranting on about Overkill again. From what I've seen on the forums and what I've seen in the community, the backlash is a good thing for the game because we're finally getting our input to the developers. However, don't go sending death threats to people because that is messed up. Anyway, before I end this video, I just want to say the overall of Crimefest so far has actually been a major disappointment. Most of it has just been failure after failure after failure. First World Bank is really good, don't get me wrong, but it does not balance out the issues we've had so far and the lack of support from Overkill we've been getting. If you've looked at anything to do with Payday recently, the only amount of input we got was from Ashley in a video from James, Richard Dangles, Peacemaker and Given. That's a good thing because someone's talking out from Overkill, but she's only a moderator. Ashley's only a moderator on Steam for the Steam forums, so do not send that person hate. You're aiming at the wrong person. If you really want to talk to someone about it, you've got to get in contact with Almir or Overkill. But again, all we've had so far from Almir is he's going to discuss it after Crimefest. That's not acceptable, and that's really disappointing. I expected better from you guys, Overkill, but hopefully you can redeem yourself at some point in this Crimefest, and maybe I'll just forgive you. However, the chances of that are very slim.